Guys, quickly before the video starts, be sure to give it a like. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/sheriff_VD. I also live stream at twitch.tv/sheriff_VD. Links for all this are going to be in the description below, as well as other important things such as ebooks and other things for you guys. And Jesus fucking Christ, don't forget to fucking subscribe! Yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy Video back on the Madden 17, and today got a nice lineup update for you guys. You guys can probably see we got a new card, a couple new cards. Let's go and jump into it. So I want to do like a super long, in-depth lineup sort of thing. I feel like I haven't done one of these in a while, so I want to start off with my offensive linemen. You guys can see we got Munoz, Richie Incognito, Ryan Khalil, Alex Boone, and Eric Williams, I think his name is. You can see that this is the chemistry version of Munoz. He's got zone blocker, which is going to affect pretty much every single one of my linemen. Every one of my linemen has zone blocker. He has edge protector, which is kind of a bust. I no longer am using edge protector, but he has solid pass blocker, which is pretty much the reason why I'm using him, because I don't want there to be edge heat coming off the left, any instant block hits from a linebacker. So he is great. He goes from like an 84 to an 88 overall, so I have to be happy with that. We got Richie Incognito. He's got zone blocker ×2, which is good because that's the chemistry that I'm using for my line, like you guys can tell. And he's also the guy with the identifier chemistry. Then as my center, I just have Ryan Khalil. My center is never really that good. I feel like the center doesn't need to be that good this year because there's not really any blitzes that's coming into the A gap. So the center, while usually is the guy that's supposed to be good, I feel like it's not necessary this year, and a lot of D-line users like to use the defensive ends, not the defensive tackles. So I feel like your center is not as important this year. And then you guys can see we got Boone, and Boone is going to have the pass chemistry, which I'm going to need, so I need him. And he's got zone blocker, and he's got mobile blocker, and mobile blocker is going to affect Max Strong down here. And then, like I said, I think his name is Eric Williams. He's got pass ×2, which I need, zone ×2, which I also need for, well, I don't need him actually because I'll have zone blocker filled without him, but he gets a boost because of it. And he's got Dallas ×2, which actually isn't affecting anyone else right now. That's my lineman, and it's also kind of my fullback. I also want to go ahead and talk about my running back now. You guys can see I have CJ Anderson. The reason why I have him right now is he is a placeholder until I could grab the defensive tackle that I want to grab, who I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I believe it's Randy White. He's got inside blitzer ×2 and pass ×2. So until I grab him, I'm going to be stuck with CJ Anderson, but we'll talk about that when I get to the defensive side of things. So CJ Anderson, because he's going to give me my pass chemistry. We got Jerry Rice. He's got route runner ×2 and pass chemistry. I believe he's my only route running wide receiver. Then we got Julio Jones, who's got deep threat Atlanta ×2, and he's got present Super Bowl ×3, so I need him with that chemistry. And what's nice about him is he's got ×2 deep threat, and so does Michael Vick, so that gives me my tier 2 for deep threat. And then we got Antonio Freeman. Pretty much the only reason why he's on the team is because he has pass ×2. And other than that, he's a pretty solid receiver, but he's my wide receiver 2, because the wide receiver 2 I hardly ever throw the ball to. It's primarily my wide receiver 1 and my slot receiver, so that's why my two best receivers are over there. My wide receiver 3 is pretty much what a normal slot receiver does, is he beats man coverage and he runs routes pretty well. And then Julio Jones is like my go up there, get it guy, sort of like that. Who can, he can kind of run routes, but he's like my clutch receiver. He's got to get open, and he's the one who's, if I'm ever throwing it up, it's going to be up to Julio Jones. Also, I got Michael Vick. He's got the gunslinger chemistry, which I'm excited to try out because I never used that Brett Favre with the gunslinger chemistry. So you guys can see he's got gunslinger and he's got chain mover, and I have full chain mover from him, Martellus Bennett, and then I have a jersey with chain mover as well. And same thing with Battleback from CJ Anderson. That's why I have him as well, because he's got pass, he's got Battleback. So I get one from him, one from Max Strong, and then I get one from my coach, who is the Browns coach, and then from my my jerseys, which is chain movers and a Battleback. So that's my whole offense. You guys know Max Strong, he's got battle ready. I don't really care about that. That's not really as important. I wish CJ Anderson had battle ready, but in time I'm probably gonna grab like a what's his name, Adrian Peterson, but I'm just waiting for a Randy White, because I'm gonna be absolutely broke when I buy him, and then I'm gonna save up for running back after that. But Max Strong, he's got the battle back that I need and all that good stuff. Now over the defense. So the defense, we're still clinging on to Brian Dawkins as much as we can. He's got big hitter and field general. So the field general is going to be for Brian Dawkins, Sean Lee, not Puzzlezi, Khalil Mack, and for, I think that's actually it. Yeah, I think that's actually it. Yeah, Brian Dawkins, Sean Lee, and Khalil Mack. We also got big hitter, and a lot of my cards have big hitter. You guys can tell everyone has hit power on this team. Everyone has to have hit power, or else it's going to be a no-go. But Brian Dawkins is big hitter, as does Khalil Mack, Bob Sanders, and Night Train Lane, and that's where the big hitter comes from. That's where they're all getting their boosts. We also have Sean Lee, the coverage and linebacker ×2, so he's going to give the boost to Deion Jones and to Paul Posluszny, so that's a nice as well. It gives a +1 speed, so I'm excited for that. It's always good because my user card is Jones, and I also have pick specialist. tier 2, which is going to give him another tier of speed. So that's why this card is so freaking good, because he gets +1 speed from pick specialist, +1 from coverage linebacker, and +1 from what's that called? So I believe he's up to a 92 or 90, either a 91 or a 92 speed, because he gets a +3 speed from the chemistries. And then backing him up is Puz Lesney, who also gets his speed boost from the coverage linebacker. Then we just have Bobby Wagner, I believe it's, Bobby Wagner backing them up. He's pretty much for kick returns, same with Craig Robertson. We got Khalil Mack, we already went over his chemistries, and we have Bob Sanders. He's a pick specialist from Deion Jones, so he also is getting a speed boost. So Deion Jones, Bob Sanders, Night Train Lane, and then Malcolm Butler are all going to be my pick specialist guys, along with Tavon Young. He also has the pass chemistry, which I need, so that's where he comes into play as well. And then as far as my cornerbacks, you guys can see we got Malcolm Butler, who's an absolute stud. He's got ×3 current Super Bowl, whatever it is, present Super Bowl, so he's super important as far as that. Pick specialist ×2, so he's also important because of that. And he's got lockdown, and I don't think that, actually he's the only person with lockdown. My other jersey is lockdown, so he's the only person getting that benefit. I'm waiting to get a lockdown jersey with something else, but until then I'm just going to stick with that because I don't really need any of their chemistry right now. I have Marcus Wiley, he's got inside blitzer ×2 and line pusher. I have full line pusher. I do not have full interior blitzer because I'm waiting for that Randy White. When that happens, I'll be able to put him here for Alan Branch, and then he'll be up to a 97, and then I'll be able to grab a left end, because right now Coney Ealy is filling in because he's got the pass chemistry. It's kind of so messed up, but basically I'll be getting rid of Coney Ealy, and then I'll be able to grab another line pusher at left end. And then probably I could even move Cameron Wake up to the starting position, because you guys can see he's got line pusher. So I'll get another line pusher left end, and then I'll be able to get rid of Alan Branch because I'll be able to put Randy White there, and then I'll be able to get a new running back because I need CJ Anderson for the pass chemistry. So I know that's kind of confusing, but hopefully you guys are doing a little bit to understand what's going on here. Kawan Short, you know, he's pretty good. He's got line pusher ×2, so he's going to be benefiting from the chemistries. But basically all it is I'm waiting for Randy White to be available so I can get rid of Branch, put him as my number 1, get rid of Coney Ealy, and then get a new running back as well. So Night Train Lane, we already went over all of his chemistry. He's got Big Hitter ×2. He's got pick specialist as well. I believe that's pretty much it. As far as, you know, I still got Johnny Hekker as my punter. I know there's a new Johnny Hekker. I might grab him just because he has the focused, so he'll be a slow-mo kicker, so I might look into doing that. I also have Boswell right now. I might just sell Boswell, just use Justin Tucker's. I feel like I don't need the focused kicker. I don't know. I don't really know because it is convenient, but I feel like I don't necessarily need it, but I still need it at the same time. I don't know. I'm kind of torn between it. I might try Justin Tucker for a couple games just to see how I feel about kicking on the old kick meter. I'm really not used to it, so I don't really remember. I got Justin Tucker for free, so I can't sell him anyways. I know he goes for a shit ton, and I would gladly sell him, but I pulled him as an untradeable, so he's my kickoff center since he has the highest kick power. But I feel like the clutch kicker is pretty nice, but the only time the clutch kicker even comes into play is if you're not the home team. So you got to keep in mind that chemistry is only going to be able to be used if you're the away team. If you're the home team, then they can't ice you anyway, so you can't be. So the clutch kicker chemistry is pretty much worthless. Third down running back is Tevin Coleman. The guy's a beast. He's a really good pass blocker, just in case they're sending heat, and he's a really good catching running back as well. So you got to be happy with the card. And then moving on to finally, we have our kick returner, which is Tavon Austin. He's probably going to be my kick returner for a long time, just because the card really is super good, and the only way I'd replace him is if I find someone with better jumping, because I think his jumping is a little bit weak. That's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the lineup update. If you guys did, definitely give a like, comment, subscribe. All my Twitter is going to be down in the description below. I also want to point out that before I did this whole lineup update, before I got Michael Vick, my last game with Russell Wilson, who played awful, by the way. I wish you guys could have seen it, but I didn't get rid of him because Russell Wilson played awful. I was going to try another game with him or two, but it was pretty much just because Michael Vick, his price plummeted since McNair came out, so I decided to go ahead and grab him. I picked him up for like under 2 mil, like way under 2 mil, so I was excited. I picked him up, but I had gameplay. For some reason, I could not upload the gameplay, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to upload this. Hopefully it works, but I didn't upload the last 3 days because for some reason, it's not letting me process my videos correctly. So hopefully I have that situated and you guys are able to see this video. But as always, guys,
All we do is try.